When we can balance our blood sugar, we are setting ourselves up for success for everything that you want in life. This is hands down the first thing that I start with all of my clients, because when we can master blood sugar balance, you can master anything. Let's talk about mastering blood sugar. Because if you can master your blood sugar balance, you can easily lose weight. And the thing about blood sugar balance is I think a lot of times when people hop on random fad diets, they are unconsciously, accidentally balancing their blood sugar just because they removed an exorbitant amount of foods from their diet. Now, I believe that true food freedom is not removing an exorbitant amount of foods from your diet. It's learning how to pair your foods and learning how it affects your body. So then you can make wise choices. And when it comes to blood sugar balance, if you're someone that gets fatigue after eating, or you're someone that gets that like mid-afternoon slump, or if you're somebody that gets hangry and you think it's your personality, it's not. You have imbalanced blood sugar. Or if you see any type of like higher sugar carb, processed carb, and you go, I need that. I'm not talking about the, oh, that sounds really good, I'd like to eat that. It's the, I need that, where you would smack somebody to get it. So this has nothing to do with your willpower. This has nothing to do with your determination. This has nothing to do with your cravings. This has everything to do with imbalanced blood sugar. So I want you to release the guilt that there's something wrong with you, that you have no willpower, that you are weak, because none of those are true. You just didn't know how to balance your blood sugar. So when you have balanced blood sugar, you have more energy. You can easily lose weight. You have more stable moods. And it's going to positively impact the fact that you struggle with anxiety. And the reason why is blood sugar spikes have been linked to mental health issues. So when we think about balancing blood sugar, tell me the first thing that pops into your mind. Is it type 2 diabetes? Is it lowering blood sugar? What is it? So I don't know where the misconception of balancing blood sugar brought in the fact that we should lower our blood sugar. Maybe if you need to lower your fasting glucose or your A1C, maybe that's where that came from. But when we think of balancing blood sugar, we are thinking of getting rid of these peaks and valleys, and we're thinking of getting rolling hills. Okay? So it's not that we're not going to have any blood sugar rises and falls. That's literally anytime you eat anything that has any type of sugar content, we're going to have a rise and fall, and that's okay, right? Unless you just ate bacon for the rest of your life, and that isn't sustainable and probably not super healthy for you. So please don't do that. So we're not looking for no rise and fall. We're not looking to just like dramatically drop all your blood sugar. We're looking for rolling hills. So things that you'd be paying attention to is like how fast my blood sugar is going up to a food, how long it's staying up at peak. Things like that are going to be really important because, again, we're getting rid of these peaks and valleys and we're getting these rolling hills. Because things that will start to happen is if you keep getting these massive peaks and massive peaks and massive peaks, you're going to get what's called reactive hypoglycemia. So your pancreas overshoots the amount of insulin that it produces, and then we come plummeting down and we go down too low, and then you go, oh my goodness, I need all of the carbs again. Why? Because your body's intelligent and it knows that it needs to get the sugar up. It's too low. And what's the fastest way to get your glucose up? To literally eat sugar. So when you feel like hangry is your personality or you have to eat all of the things, it's just because you spiked your blood sugar earlier. So we didn't set ourselves up for success. So when we can balance our blood sugar, we are setting ourselves up for success for everything that you want in life. And blood sugar balance is one of those things that I call a foundation. This is hands down one of the first things. It is the first thing that I start with all of my clients, because when we can master blood sugar balance, you can master anything, literally. But you can't have balanced sex hormones without balanced blood sugar. If you don't have energy and you have all the cravings, you probably can't follow through on a protocol. So this is why I always start here, because I want to get your energy back. I want you to start feeling good. I want you to start feeling more empowered with your food. So we always start with blood sugar balance. Now, when I am helping them and looking at their food and making adaptations, like this is going to be very personal for you. So as we fine tune those things one-on-one, obviously you get there a lot faster, but I want to give you some hacks that you can take with you to start kind of playing around with yourself. And then when you're like, oh, I'm ready to do all of the things and feel amazing, you're going to want hormone reset program. So one of my first things, which I have to tell you, first I wrote this as 5 blood sugar hacks to lose weight easily. And then I was thinking, I have so many hacks. I can't make it 5. So now it's 7. So number 1 is going to be blood sugar balanced breakfast. And the reason why is that when we balance our breakfast, no matter what you eat for the rest of the day, your blood sugar is going to be more stable based on your breakfast. Okay. So breakfast is the most important meal of the day. My ladies, I am looking at you who would like to do intermittent fasting and not eat breakfast till 1 a.m. Oh, 1 p.m. Sorry, 1 p.m. Eat your breakfast, okay? Cortisol is already higher in the morning. So let's bring in a beautiful blood sugar balanced breakfast. Let's support our body. Fasting, it needs a different time component. Not in the morning, ladies. Not in the morning, okay? We'll talk about that on a different video, different podcast, okay? So blood sugar balanced snack, please eat within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. Please make sure you're getting a minimum of 30 grams of protein. I will say that again, 30 grams of protein. I didn't say maximum, I said minimum, okay? Now, if you are somebody that A, doesn't eat breakfast, or B, sounds like you would like to fall off the couch when I say that, you don't start there. If you have been eating 1 egg for breakfast, or you've been eating a Pop-Tart for breakfast, or you've been just drinking coffee for breakfast, this may be a jump for you, okay? So let's start with, let's say you eat 1 egg for breakfast now. Let's increase it to 2 eggs. Or maybe you do eat eggs and avocado toast, or maybe you just eat avocado toast. Let's add some chicken sausage to that. Let's add some more protein to that. Like, you're going to build up. Maybe you have some bone broth. Like, let's build up slowly. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you are going to focus on any meal, it needs to be breakfast. We need to start with a blood sugar balanced breakfast. Okay? So I always think half my plate veggies, quarter protein, quarter fat and carb. So for breakfast, what I typically do, you don't have to follow my example, but I really love eggs. I love eggs. Okay, so I'll have eggs and then I have some type of meat with that. And I always will saute up like some onions and some peppers. And I will mix that with my eggs. And then I have some type of berry typically on the side. So I'm getting a lot of fiber, a lower glycemic fruit. That's one of my favorite breakfasts. If you literally were going to hold a gun to my head and tell me or ask me, pick one breakfast to eat for the rest of your life, that would be it. It's so good. It's just so good. Okay. So that's one of my favorites. Another one that I do really like, and this really only works if you can digest dairy well. If you don't digest dairy well, we have some other work that we would need to work on in your gut so that you can digest dairy well, because you can you can get there. It's not like you're just doomed. But I will make a chia seed pudding. And let me first tell you that I despise the texture of like the gummy chia seed pudding. It's so disgusting. So what I do is I do 3 tablespoons of chia seeds to 1 cup of, sometimes I'll do raw milk, but typically I do coconut milk, and I let that sit in the fridge overnight. And then in the morning, I will blend it. And I typically will blend it with some chocolate protein powder because I just love the flavor of it. So chocolate protein powder. We have a lot of fiber in this. And then I add some Greek yogurt to this. You can make your own Greek yogurt. You don't have to, but I'm just saying it's really good. And then I top with berries. And that is probably my second go-to breakfast. I just keep rotating through them one after the other. They're really good. And that breakfast, I do actually hit quite a decent amount of protein. I think it's almost 50 grams with that breakfast. It's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that one. So those are my go-to, but find your favorite breakfast. So if like your favorite thing is avocado toast, who are you? No, I'm just kidding. Avocado toast. What can we add to that to make it more balanced? So maybe you have 2 pieces of avocado toast. So we're going to take it to 1. We're going to have 1 piece of avocado toast, and we're going to add some meat and some eggs and some more fiber in there somewhere. Maybe you sprinkle seeds on your avocado toast. Okay. Maybe add some more vegetables on the side. I don't know. Okay. So start with what you like and adapt it to make it better. Okay. So blood sugar balance is going for breakfast is going to be the first one. And then the second one is going to be having go-to snacks. And the reason why this is a hack is because let me tell you how often I hear about people being like, I just grabbed a coffee for a snack, or I grabbed M&Ms for a snack, or I just grabbed a banana for a snack. Don't do that. Okay. So blood sugar balanced go-to snacks. Now these can be ones that you have in your fridge, but then also ones that are grab and go. I have both and I have my go-tos. Hard-boiled eggs with a piece of fruit is one of my like go-to things that I can grab at home. So I have those prepped. Another like go-to grab at home would be just leftovers from a meal. It's another really easy one. Another blood sugar balanced snack that I will grab and go would be the energy seed cycling balls, which pretty sure I have that recipe pinned on my Instagram. So if you want it, go to my Instagram, Leah, Leah_BRUEG, and it's pinned as one of my top reels because everybody loves that recipe. I will do that typically with, I don't know, hard-boiled egg, a meat stick, something like that, which brings me to my travel ones. So meat sticks. I'm telling you, meat sticks. I will do Paleo Valley meat sticks. I literally have them sitting here, with one of their superfood bars. So I'll do like their apple one is one of my favorites with a meat stick, or I'll do a different type of protein bar. Sometimes I'll do Aloha, but meat sticks, man, these are, I keep them in my purse. I keep them in the diaper bag. I just always have them on the go. And those are my grab and go. Nuts are another one that you can grab and go. Get some raw nuts. That's a really good one. I know some people will make like a trail mix and they'll put dried fruit and things like that. Dried fruit is like a sugar bomb. So not really one of my go-to blood sugar balanced snacks, but those are typically what I go to, because if you have a good go-to blood sugar balanced snack, then you're not going to be like having to make a decision when you're already craving something. You just grab and go. Okay. The thing about blood sugar is that when you start feeling hangry or you want to eat all of the things, that's fine. Eat your meal. And then if you still want it, add it to your meal. Because then once you've eaten, you are thinking with your brain and not your low blood sugar, which are kind of like 2 separate brain entities, truly. Another hack is apple cider vinegar before your meal. So any type of vinegar, actually, sorry, there was like a fly thing in front of me. Any type of vinegar works except for balsamic vinegar. And so apple cider vinegar works really, really well because of the acetic, I think I said that correctly, acetic acid here. So basically what that is doing is helping slow or lower your glucose response in your body. So I typically do about 1 tablespoon in a little bit of water. I don't do it straight. Let's not burn anything. Just do it in some water before your meal. About 15 minutes before your meal works really well. If that's the last thing you're about to do, I also do like gluco bitters from Organic Olivia because that is made with an apple cider vinegar base and it has herbs in there to support blood sugar balance. So I would probably use that. I wouldn't use that if you were pregnant. So I would just do the apple cider vinegar if you're pregnant. So anyway, that is another hack for you. And then another one is the order in which you eat. So if you eat your fiber first, then your protein and fat, and then your carbs, you are going to be slowing the absorption of the glucose from the carbs by having the fiber first. So this can be really helpful for, again, not having such a sharp spike in your meals. So literally just try that one out. I mean, it's not even changing what you're eating. It's just changing the order in which you eat. Now, that doesn't work if you're eating soup. Please don't worry about it. Please don't worry about it. But if you're eating a meal where you can easily change the order in which you eat, go for it. These are hacks to help you. If you're going to be so stressed about doing the hack correctly, it's probably causing more issues than good. Okay. So that's a really good one. And then this one is sleeping. Now, I know that sounds really weird because it has nothing to do with your food, but the less we are sleeping, so the worse our sleep is overall, and the higher cortisol is going to be the next day, the more cravings you're going to have, the more your leptin is going to be affected. So hands down, something that has nothing to do with food that's going to positively impact your blood sugar is going to be getting good quality sleep. So how do we get good quality sleep? Well, that's probably going to depend on you and what your sleep routine is now. But some things that I would highly recommend starting with is turning your phones on airplane mode, putting them in another room, turning your Wi-Fi off at night, maybe having a fan if it's hot where you live so that it can be a little bit cooler, getting off screens an hour before bed, even going outside before bed, like for 2 minutes, and just getting moonlight on your face and your eyes and your body. And then this one is actually seems counterintuitive, but getting sunlight on your eyes first thing in the morning is another great way to support that circadian rhythm and be consistent with your nighttime routine and be consistent with your sleep schedule. So if one night you sleep 10 hours and then one night you sleep 6 hours and then it's 9 hours and then it's back to 5 hours, your body is just all over the place. The best thing that you can do is just be consistent, be very, very, very consistent, and really prioritize getting really good sleep. If we aren't prioritizing and we aren't getting really good sleep, then we need to dig deeper what's going on. But that's going to be an amazing one. Now, this next one is fun. Okay, so I don't know where I heard this when I was little, but somewhere in the recesses of my brain, I learned or thought that if you eat food late at night, it automatically just gets stored as that. I don't know where I learned that. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever heard that before? It's like one of those things that I feel like got infiltrated from my childhood, but it's insane. But there is a reason why we actually don't want to be eating dinner too close to bedtime. One is digestion. We want to actually digest our food, but eating dinner very close to bedtime or eating more foods close to bedtime when melatonin levels are high disturbs your blood sugar balance control. Now, this is very important, especially in individuals with a genetic variant in the melatonin receptor. And I can link the melatonin receptor. I will tell you if you want to look it up. It's MTNR1B. And this has been linked to elevated risk of type 2 diabetes. So this is very, very important, especially for my women with insulin resistance. Don't eat your dinner close to bedtime. So I would highly recommend having 2 to 3 hours between dinner and bedtime. I think I need like a whole episode on fasting because I have a lot of thoughts about it. But when it comes to dinner time, really please make sure that you have enough time between dinner and bedtime. And if you're someone that says, I need a snack, I need to eat a snack, pay attention to what you're eating for dinner and the rest of the day. Are you getting in enough calories? Are you getting in enough nutrients? Are you eating enough protein? Pay attention to that. Are we eating enough food? So start there. And then secondly, if you are eating enough food and you are eating enough protein and fat at dinner to be satiated and you're still hungry, it's time to look into parasites because parasites do feed off of serotonin, which does raise at nighttime. So if you feel like you get really hungry no matter what and you can't sleep no matter what, I'm going to be looking at those parasites. Okay. So, but really, truly, especially if you have insulin resistance, I mean, every woman, because we're on the preventative train here. Just don't eat close to bedtime. Make sure you have 2 to 3 hours. So that's really important. It's also crazy. Something that I see sometimes with my clients who have eaten or have used a CGM, which is a continuous glucose monitor, which is no matter what they ate before bed, like if they ate right before bed, their fasting glucose would always be higher in the morning, even if it was just, fiber and protein. Like anything like that. So I thought it's really interesting to kind of see. And then this other one is walking after eating. So this is literally because your body is utilizing your glucose from your meal. And it's such a good blood sugar hack, and it's really simple. And even if that means walking around your house, walking in circles, or you can take your kiddos on a walk, or you're just going to walk around your house. Or maybe if you work a desk job, you're going to walk back and forth to the bathroom a few times. Okay. I don't want people to think that you have IBS or anything like that. If you're like, I have to go to the bathroom like 5 times in a row after I ate my lunch. But maybe after eating, you could take a leisurely stroll to the bathroom and a leisurely roundabout way back from the bathroom. And then maybe you take a leisurely stroll to get some water. Okay, whatever. You get the point. Just get some movement in. If you're at home, maybe you're going to load the dishwasher. Maybe you're going to take the laundry up and down the steps. Maybe you're going to walk around your house. Maybe you're going to run after your kids for a second. I don't know. But just try and get some movement in, even if you're just standing there in the kitchen doing something and you do toe-ups or something like that. Literally, just move, right? Movement is good. Give your body, give your muscles a chance to utilize that glucose, right? So to recap, what are our 7, right? It was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I gave you 7, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I did. Okay. I can't count. I mean, I can count, but yeah. So blood sugar balanced breakfast, the more stable your blood sugar is for breakfast, the more stable it is going to be the rest of the day. Make sure you have go-to snacks that are blood sugar balanced and prepared, ones that you can take out of the house, maybe some that you store in the fridge. I don't know. Apple cider vinegar, any type of vinegar except for balsamic before your meals is going to be awesome. The order in which you eat is also going to affect how high your glucose goes. It can lower your glucose rise. So that is going to be fiber first, then protein and fat, and then carb. Focusing on good quality sleep, because the more quality sleep we are going to have, the more stable cortisol is going to be, and leptin, and all of those things that affect our appetite and weight loss. Eating dinner close to bedtime needs to stop, because when melatonin levels are high, it disturbs your blood sugar balance control. So try and have at least 2, if not 3 hours between your dinner and your bedtime. I typically try and make sure that we're done eating by 6. 5 would be awesome, but not really realistic. So 6. And then we go to bed by 10-ish. I go to bed by 10-ish. I don't know why I say we. It's just me in terms of that. And then walking after eating or any type of movement. I don't always get walking in, but I'm telling you, you can literally, sometimes I'll finish eating and I'll just do air squats for a little bit. I'll do 25 to 50 air squats. And it's just, the more support I can give my blood sugar, the better. I think we could let me know if you want this. I feel like we could do a whole video on fasting, because I see a lot of misinformation out there about it. And I think that a lot of women use it as just a way to cut an insane amount of calories, which is not going to be conducive and supportive of your hormones long term. And yeah, so I could say a lot about that. And I think we could do a whole one on insulin resistance, because also very important to make some changes there. Anyways, so those are my hacks. Let me know which ones you've tried, which ones you're going to try, and check back in. I want to hear the results. I want to hear what you're doing.